Now, you know how President Obama always brags about, well, and his supporters do too. Listen, he's delivering on his campaign promise of getting us out of Iraq. Okay, at least that is definite. No. I mean, I know he increased troops by an order of magnitude in Afghanistan. I know he got us into Libya. And by the way, I support the Libya policy. Okay, but he did do all that. But he's getting us out of Iraq. Except maybe not. Okay, so former defense officials, or former defense official is quoted here. Quote, at the time of the negotiations, it was made clear that it would not be the last agreement, referring to the status of forces agreement, saying that we would get out by the end of 2011. It would not be the last agreement. It would be the first. Wait a minute. I thought the status of forces agreement was the last one. That's it. We remove all troops by the end of 2011, right? No. The Pentagon was planning for that to be the first, not the last agreement, because we're going to be there forever, apparently. Second quote from the same official. Subject to conditions on the ground in 2011, there might be revisiting of the agreement, if not as a SOFA, then as part of the strategic framework. But there was never a contemplation that we would walk out of Iraq at the end of 2011. Except, of course, what you told the entire world, the entire country, and what President Obama and earlier President Bush promised and said over and over and over again. By the way, now, SOFA, of course, is status of force agreement. That's what he was referring to. You know, President Obama's supporters always brag about this, right? But you know who signed that SOFA? President Bush. He did it at the end of 2008, before President Obama came into office. So President Obama didn't get us out of Iraq. In a crazy way, at the very end, President Bush signed that order, right? So what President Obama is now apparently getting ready to do, and this article is not just this one defense official, it is former Defense Secretary Robert Gates had talked about this. Now current Defense Secretary Leon Panetta is talking about how he'd like to stay. And he's mad at the Iraqi government because they haven't acted quickly enough in making sure that our troops could stay longer. So President Obama, if this comes to fruition, would actually be extending our stay beyond what President Bush agreed to. How's that change working out for you? Okay, by the way, we're not done yet. Maliki has said that, you know, well, maybe we could use more trainers instead of troops. So it's okay, I will also break my promise to the Iraqi people, but they're not troops, they're trainers in the tens of thousands, right? So why are they doing this? Why don't they want to leave Iraq when everybody wants, in our country, their country, everybody wants us to leave? The people want it. We're both theoretically democracies. Well, Toby Dodge, who's an Iraq expert at the London School of Economics, explains, quote, it's part of a quasi-Cold War mentality. They want forward bases in the struggle with Iran, so they are looking to Iraq next door. Fantastic. Getting ready for more wars. And is it to help the Iraqi people, as we're suggesting? No, it's for us to have forward bases against Iran. How's that change working out for you? One last thing. Noah Feldman, an Iraq expert at Harvard Law School, explains why President Obama might be interested in this. Quote, Obama's short-term concern is he doesn't want Iraq to somehow re-enter the news before an election. So, do you get it? Pentagon comes to Obama and says, oh, if we take out the forces like you promised and like the agreement that Bush signed, well, then we could have trouble, because what if there's some sort of violence in Iraq? Well, then the Republicans will turn around and blame you for it. Now, you don't want that to cause you problems in the election, do you? No, I don't. Of course, I'm so scared. Oh my God, what are the Republicans going to say? What are the Pentagon's going to say? Okay, let's stay. Because it might affect the beloved election of Barack Obama. We can't have that. But again, one, it's horrible on the policy to consider only the politics of it. And number two, when you consider the politics of it, you play it all wrong. You know who wants to get out of Iraq? Everybody in America outside of the Pentagon. We are so done with that war. But no, President Obama is now considering, and both his former and current defense secretary are pushing very hard for us to stay longer than 2011 and break President Obama's campaign promise in 2008, which then you think the Republicans won't use against him? Of course they will. And they'll be right. He will have extended all of the wars. How's that change working out for you?